Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage Beauty. Long time no see. Been super busy, sorry about that. So I just wanted to update you on some products, some things that I'm going to be classifying as a no from me, and a couple of things that I've changed my mind about. So hang tight and we'll get into it straight away. So I'm just going to be talking through as I get ready today. This is the GRWM Fresh Face Foundation, extremely sheer foundation. If I look a little red, it's because I've been busy this morning doing, housework, etc. and moving hoses and stuff like that. So I do really like this. It's extremely sheer. It gives me very little coverage, but it's nice for a bit of a tint. And I did categorize it when I first used it as a tinted moisturizer, and I haven't changed my mind about that. So if that is what you are looking for, and it does, you can see, give me some glow, some tint, but there's no real coverage there. Maybe just a slight amount of evening of the skin tone, but that's about all. It's nice and fresh. It does have lots of nice skincare ingredients. It's, on trend, I suppose, but it does leave me quite glowy. So I've been using it, like I said, as a tinted moisturizer / primer mostly. And that's because as we come into the warmer months, I'm wearing a bit more self-tan. And yeah, I will be putting another more medium coverage foundation over the top, which I want to update you on. So this is my face a few minutes later after I put that moisturizer, that GRWM Fresh Face foundation on. You can see I'm still glowy, but it has dried down and it's left a sticky base, which makes me think of it as a primer. So just to update you, this is a Project Pan moment here, and I'm getting super excited about this. Look how much is left of my LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation in MN3. I've already got this in my Sephora cart, ready to repurchase. $34, folks, in Australia. That's cheaper than L'Oreal. That's cheaper than Revlon. I think that's even cheaper than Maybelline over here. And this is, look at the stunning packaging. I mean, mine's dirty, of course. But look how much I've got left. So I'm going to try and finish it this week, if not right now. So I've just taken a small amount. And yes, I'm just using my fingers today. I've got to wash my brushes. They're in the solution getting sterilized. So that's the process that I do. I put them in a antibacterial solution. And not too much liquid, because you don't want to break down the glue between the ferrule, which is that usually a metal bit or a plastic bit that holds the bristles onto the stem of the brush. You don't want to break that down. So see, I am looking still glowy because this is a serum foundation. Gosh, as I've told you before, this is in my top 5 favorite foundations, and I just love it. It's just so suitable for my skin type, mature skin and drier skin. And I'm pretty sure sensitive skin, because it doesn't have fragrance. So it does have a fairly unusual sort of, vegetable oil smell about it. If that's not what you're like, if you're more of a luxe, heavily fragrant Chanel type foundation person, this probably isn't for you. But the wear time on it is surprisingly good for a serum foundation. The effect that it gives me, I think, is just what I want. And I get so many compliments on my skin when I am wearing this foundation, above nearly all other foundations that I have. And I have quite a lot. So the other foundation I've got is, and I want to update you on, this is not a Project Pan, of course, this is still new to my collection, the Fenty Beauty, what's it called? Ease Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. I really like it. This has become and it just glides. That is just a glide. That is just, there's no grabbing there at all. It's quite emollient. So for those of you with dry skin, you will like this, because as I've always also mentioned before, the drops, the Ease Drop Blur Tint drops, were not suitable for me. I tried every which way to get them to work, and they kept leaving pinpricks on my skin prep. I do everything. I do everything I can to make sure a product works, especially when I fork out, a significant amount of money for it. And I know everyone can relate to that. So I'm just covering over my discoloration, more discolored areas of my face there, and using the fingers again today. Do you like my nails? I did them yesterday. It's just a Sally Hansen Insta Dry Gold, Fool's Gold or something it's called. So just a little bit of extra coverage there with that through the center of my face. Grabbing a tissue. And that's the shade 7. That is my perfect shade. So what are some other things I've got to talk to you about? The Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in 2 shades. I've got the peach shade, and I've got the neutral, I've got P2, and I've got N3, neutral 3 and peach 2. This one, peach 2, I use as a brightener there, and I am learning to only be super light-handed with this product because it goes a long way. And it's full coverage. I don't know that that's the claim, but it is full coverage. I have been wearing these 2 concealers every day to fully test them out, to talk to you about, because they are expensive concealers, and I would hate for someone to purchase them based on what I've said and then think, well, she didn't tell me that, and now I've wasted, what, $50 something on a concealer when I could have bought 2 for the price of 1 at Priceline or Chemist Warehouse. And you can see there it's brightening very well. Now, there's no such thing as a creaseless concealer, people, despite what marketing gurus might try to tell you, despite what TikTok, and let's face it, most of the marketing people on TikTok are a lot younger than me. There's no such thing as a creaseless concealer. And anyway, I am not necessarily concerned with that. I just don't want my concealer to crack and break off my face, which has been happening to me more regularly than I would like. So you can see that area is brightened. Even my mallow bags, or whatever they're called, are slightly less prominent. The blueness on the inner corner of my eye is less, and so is the discoloration up here on my lids. You know, if I'm wearing shadow, I'm going to wear an eye primer. But today, I just wanted to show you how the concealer looks. Oh, I should have put some there. I've got a thing going on there. What's that? What colour's that? No, I don't want that one. I want the neutral one to cover that. I think it's just a patch of... I put some salicylic acid on last night. Salicylic acid is really good for pore reduction, and if you've got comedones, which is code for blackheads, and I get them on my nose still, even though I don't use vitamin C anymore. Vitamin C was giving me blackheads, and I've heard that that's quite a common thing. So there it is. I haven't set down at all, but I will be setting down. And something that I was setting down with something that I was half-hearted about at first, because I'd heard so many amazing things about it, and I was like, I must be doing something wrong here because this isn't really as great as I thought it was going to be. But now I actually think it is as great as I thought it was going to be. And that's the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Loose Powder. I have not stopped using this. Now, I know I've complained about the packaging. Huda's packaging, it's her signature square packaging with the round, you know, mesh thing in the top. And I don't really love the fragrance, although I have come to accept the fragrance. Excuse me, I'm just reaching for some clean brushes here because the other ones are dirty. But I just can't stop using it. I can't stop using it. It is blurring. It is very finely milled. It sets everything where I want it. And if I do go a little bit heavy-handed in patches, I just spritz with a bit of MAC Fix Plus and it sorts itself out. And then I can go in again with a bit more powder. It's very magical, very magical. Now, I was expecting a lot because Huda Beauty is one of my favorite brands. And I've used the banana powder, the loose banana powder and the loose powder in pound cake on myself for years. It replaced Laura Mercier in my kit as well. I was finding it was too drying. So, in my pro kit and my personal makeup collection. So I knew the formula. I thought I knew the formula, and I knew how good they were. And then I had such high hopes for this pink one. And I thought, oh, I don't know that the pink really suits me that well. Is it just too much with my, you know, rosacea? But no. Look at that. The blurring effect is what absolutely gets me excited about this product. And it's a sort of a hyped for a reason product, you know. So if you are thinking about biting the bullet on this during the Sephora sale, you know, you won't be disappointed. And you get a lot of product for your money. So that's something that Huda does do well, is value for money. Have I been disappointed by anything that she makes so far? Nope, I have not. So there you go. I'll show you where I'm up to with my tan and tone cream bronzer / contour. Ooh, will I finish this year? I'm working hard. I'm working hard to finish that this year. So I might pop a bit of that on now. It is really good. It's really good. The shade's right for me. Yeah. And I just haven't found anything else that I really like as much. I've had the Fenty one in my cart to buy, and then I've taken it out of my cart and put it back in, and then I'm like, no, I'm just going to finish this one up and then I'll probably buy another one. So you can see here I'm doing this sweep up like that there. This is my new thing that I'm trying. Because I have such a square jaw and I've got, you know, jowls and a prominent chin. But I don't really want, you know, too much shadow. And I never take it down the center there. You shouldn't do that. I don't think. So just buffing it out with this brush, this $2 brush that I got. from a bargain bin. It's an ADO brush. ADO is an Australian brand. It's starting to lose its hairs, but for $2, who cares? And I can go from a cream to a powder product with it, like with no hesitation whatsoever, which I shouldn't do, I know, but I do. So if you can hear noises, for those of you that don't know, I live on a farm. I have a home business, and I also still do some teaching. Because let's face it, the money's really good. We've got a daughter to put through uni soon enough, so it's quite handy. Agriculture is an up and down industry, of course. And my husband trades livestock, and livestock market is very low at the moment. So lots of reasons for that. But we are not complaining. I am not complaining. I love living here. Another bronzer that I'm panning is my Napoleon Purtis, which will still take me a long time to pan, by the way, because it's so big. Of course, you can still buy it. You can buy it internationally. I saw it when I was in Europe. So that makes me think that it's got, owned by one of the big brands, maybe they've acquired it. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it, to be honest. I just know I really like the bronzer and the blushes and, the foundations and things. They're still very good. So I've just got the very hard to open, always. Why do I struggle with this brand? Honestly, I don't know. The Coast Cloud Setting Powder in Feathery. This is my second one of these. I really like this. So I'm just creating that little bit of definition there. Lightness, I guess. And I don't like it as much. I've decided it's the LYS one. So once this is done, I'll be going back to the LYS one, which is also a lot cheaper. At first I thought, oh, they're identical. But they're really not. The LYS one has more coverage, I think, and doesn't fluff around in the air like that fallout thing that happens. So you can see today I haven't done eyeshadow. Ooh, and I haven't done my brows yet either. So I'm still trying to get through this tube of Got to Be from Schwarzkopf. This thing will never die. I've taken the stopper out, and there's a lot of product still in here. And I saw Samantha Izundu using hers the other day, and she struggled with it because it does go gloopy. And this I well know. So I brushed them down, and of course the product's not exactly clean as a whistle anymore because I've had it for so long, I just can't seem to get to the end of it. So even though it's a pricier product in Australia, unless you're getting it on sale, on special, because Woolies sometimes have it on sale. Woolworths, it's Australian supermarket. It's $20 or so, but 16 ml of product lasts absolutely ages. And I am a brow gel everyday person. Even if I only wear, if I'm only just, going into the village to get some milk or whatever, or go to the post office, I'll do my brows and I'll put some mascara on and some lip gloss. So my brows I do every single day, even on the weekends. Because I like the way it looks. That's it. It's not because I'm worried people are going to go, ooh, she hasn't done a brow set. I really couldn't care less. I never do makeup for anybody else. I do it for me, like on myself. I do it for me, and I do it the way I want to do it. And I'm always experimenting, which is why I'm here on YouTube, because I want to show you what's possible. And just because you're over 50 does not mean you have to suddenly stop being experimental with your creativity. And this is one of my creative outlets. Yeah, I have others. But I'll see, look, this is what happens when you do your foundation first. Arr. Did you like that pirate noise, everyone? I'm sure you did. Or parrot. Pirate, parrot, whatever. What am I going to do now? Oh gosh. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Yeah, definitely doing things in a wacky order today. So this is the Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tint from Barry M. I get Glossier vibes from the packaging. And I'm really not thrilled with this. I have to use a lot to get colour payoff. Yes, I know I'm going back with a cream product over an area that I've got powder. Crazy order again. Like I said. And as soon as I apply a brush to it, it just goes away. I love the colour. That's the thing. This is the colour Caramel Kisses. It's such a beautiful complement to a bronzer, especially because in Australia we're in, 2/3 of the way through spring here, and we're coming into summer rather rapidly here in the Western Riverina. So I have to use heaps to get colour payoff. And I'm going to either go through this little squeezy tube really, really fast, or I'm going to declutter it. I'm really not sure which way I'm going to go with it yet. I actually like it as a lip tint quite a lot more than I do as a blush. Blush might be a better name for it. See, the eyes get bluer. Right, you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. Let's just, because everything's gone, the order of everything I do has gone out the window. So why the heck not apply it as an eyeshadow and see what happens there? Hey, that's good. That's nice. Me likey. You couldn't do this with a brush. I think it's a finger situation. Oh, wow. That really made the blue eyes blue. They still look grey in real life, but on camera, they're looking a lot bluer. Okay, I actually got some colour payoff, but see, now I have to still blend. Let's see what happens when I go over the edge. I must admit, I put it aside for a week because I was like, I don't know if I like it. Because I had to use so much and I kept going, oh, is it going to look weird later on? Is it going to go all separated and blotchy? Anyway, for the moment, it looks really nice. And it's on my eyes, my lips and my cheeks now. So that's very much that clean girl sort of thing, isn't it? The brows are drying. I will be filling them in with my usual brow pen, the Barry M1, which I'll do off camera. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about though was the update you on the Instant Blur Body Foundation from Barry M. Gosh, I like this packaging. So I got this from their website. Vegemite Girl told me that they were still having a sale. This was, I think, a week ago. And I love this. I love it. I've been using it on my face too, mixing it with my normal face foundation. I used it yesterday. I went to a wedding yesterday, so my makeup had to last a really long time. And I used this as my primer. So I used it as a base under my Bobbi Brown foundation, my stick foundation that I have gotten down to. I've depotted it, taken it out of its stick, and that's what I've got left now. So yes, that one's nearly done. And I put this on underneath, and I put it on all over my chest and my arms, which have got some tan on them, self-tan, not fake tan, not real tan, don't worry. And I put it on my legs too, because my legs were a bit patchy. I'd done my tan a couple of days ago, and it had just gotten a bit patchy because I have drier skin. So I put it on, and my spider veins and my varicose veins and the little strawberry skin thing that I get from waxing my legs, they just vanished. And it dried down and didn't stain my clothes. Now that was a miracle for me, because I've used all Leg Magic. I've used those old, you know, when I used to do dancing and stuff. I used all of those things back in the day. And this dried down after about 5 minutes, and I got dressed, and it stayed on for a good 12 hours, because I put this on at 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and it was still going strong when I got home from the wedding, like 10:30, 11 o'clock last night. So that's more than 12 hours, isn't it? And I mean, I wouldn't get into bed with it on, because I would never do that. Makeup in sheets, no, not my thing. And it's really nice. Now, it's not glowy. This is the thing. I thought it was going to be glow. So what I would still do is I would use it and add some of the bronzy drops, or whatever, the MCO Beauty ones, the Drunk Elephant ones. I've got a LA Girl one. I would add the NYX Born to Glow drops, and I would add a drop or two of that just for here and here. But amazing product. If you are looking for a tan and you cannot stand the smell of self-tan, some people just can't tolerate the smell on themselves, and I get that. This might be something to consider. And there are other brands of this, but I've used others, and I'm really happy with this, and this will be forming part of my pro kit in the future. So I got another shade of it for later on in the year when I'm more tan. So a really good find, everybody. I'm very excited that I found this, and I'll be using it a lot more as the warmer weather kicks in. Okay, I'm just going to put some put my brow pen on and some mascara, and I'll be back. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, because we are coming into summer here in Australia, so there's lots of tan elements here, you'll notice in this video. A little bit of a comparison between my new Barry M, what are these called? Sun Chaser Tan Boosting Drops, and the good old Bondi Sands Self Tan Drops in the light medium for face and body. Believe it or not, this is an Australian made product. We all know that. Great, yay for Bondi Sands, because they are huge. This I got at Boots in London, centre of London. So I was really proud to see an Aussie brand doing so well that it's made it into Boots UK, which is an enormous pharmacy chain in the UK, like one of the leading pharmacy chains. And I was really proud of that. And I was like, because I'd forgotten to take my own with me. And I thought, I don't want anything too big, so I just got these. And, you know, I've liked this brand of their products for years and years and years. That tanning dry oil, love it. Still use it. Got it on my skin right now, actually, because I do it at least once a week during this time of year. But for in between days when I just want to add it to the moisturizer, I've been using this. Now, it does have quite a fragrance about it once it starts to generate on my skin. I don't know about other people. My skin chemistry does emit quite a strange tan odor once the DHA kicks in. The DHA is the active ingredient in most self-tanning products. Now this one I bought as a comparison. They're not really that different in price or anything like that, but this one, that one's clear, so there's no tint on your clothes or whatever. This one's not clear. It's got a colour, but it doesn't tint, it still doesn't stain. And I've got to say, it smells really quite off-putting in the bottle, like really chemically. But once it's on my skin, I don't detect the smell at all. So in that way, it's kind of better than the Bondi Sands. But this is obviously not Australian. The GRWM is a UK-based brand. Ironic that I bought this here and the Bondi Sands in the UK. Anyway, I'm really liking this. I've used this now for a couple of weeks, and I've used them, you know, alternating between the two to see which one I like better. And I'm sort of coming to this one a little bit more than I am to this one now. So there you go, for what it's worth. Heading further into the vein of skin and tanning and SPF and sunscreen. Now, Australia still has the worst rates of skin cancer in the world. We do have UV filters that are really good in Australia, thank goodness. But these, this was a waste of money. This was $42 and I'm mad at myself for buying it. It's a SPF mist and it's supposed to be SPF 50, but there's no way you could get SPF 50 from a mist. I have looked into it since I bought it and I was like, you silly Billy, why did you get that? So what I do with this is I use it as a setting spray, but it makes me very shiny, and I then have to go back in with some more powder over the top. Of course, I've got my SPF 50 plus on my face anyway, right? Always, always, always. It's there right now, either that one or the Cancer Council one. So I'm using it, but I will not be repurchasing it. So this is I feel like a bit of a doofus for buying it, and eventually it will be gone, and it's a no from me, not a repurchase. I don't know, is this Australian? I'm really sad to say. I think it's Australian. Yeah, it's just silly, and I'm silly for buying it. And this one, Mecca, what are you doing? This is a dropper. How can you possibly get SPF 50 from a dropper? And look how much product comes out. That's it. Enough said. Ridiculous. I think this was in my beauty loop box. Definitely will not be purchasing this. And I didn't even really like it. It's a serum, broad spectrum, 3% niacinamide. Don't do that. Just do sunscreen. And definitely don't do a dropper. Really good. And I think that's everything. So there's lots of tan elements there. There's lots of sunscreen for the warmer months ahead, for those of us that live in Australia. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, comment what type of weather are you experiencing at the moment. Actually, what type of weather are you experiencing no matter where you are? I know people in parts of Australia are struggling with bushfires at the moment. And I have an old school friend who's had to evacuate twice in a week. So they're really in my thoughts at the moment, people that are struggling with that situation. And everybody else, I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever you're doing, and I will talk to you again soon. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, comment, even if you just write hi or sunshine or whatever it is you want to write. Just write something small, and I will speak to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.